Yes, I just want to give a shout out to God really quick for you know, looking out for me. Looking out for me. We all need somebody to look out for us. And God looked out for me many a times. Um, he was my friend when nobody else was, to tell you the truth. I mean, that's just the way of the world, man. Not everybody that smiles at you is your friend. I'm not saying that they're not your friend, but you'd be surprised. You're in a room full of 100 people that say that they're, and really, like I say in all my videos, man, use discernment. I'm not saying you can't trust people, but people are hot and cold all day long from the time they get up to the time they go to bed. It is what it is, man. Me too on certain things. I mean, what? Let's be honest. That all of us are, But God is the same yesterday, today, and forever. And I just wanted to put a video out there for God. Um, that I just wanted to pay my homage and say thank you. I mean, he, you know, gave me even though I don't know my kid, she's still the most beautiful person, I've ever laid eyes on in my whole entire life. And even though she's not in my life right now, you know, I'm sure she'll come around someday. So, I mean, and then, he gave me a hope and a future down here as well as up there. Um, you know, um, you know, house I live in, three basic necessities. um, all that stuff. um, I don't know. I mean, I guess that's it. Um, he's done so much for me, and he could do the same for you too. Um, so just come to him, man. This world is, I'm not saying that I'm just gonna be honest, man. This world is not your friend. Like, what does this world really have to offer you or me? You know, just a bunch of dead end roads, man. That's all it really is. I mean, I hate to be such a downer about it, and I know, like, in a lot of my videos, I act like a down, like I'm not being a downer, and I'm not being a downer towards anybody in particular or people in general, like at all. Like, um, I know I sound like really, really jaded in some of my videos, and that's like not even at all, man. Like, I'm not some dude that just walks around and you know is down and out all, like, not at all, not at all. But give credit where credit is due, and just it is what it is. I mean, there's good people in this world. There's good people, and I've met some really awesome people. I really, really have met some good people. But at the same time, there's a lot of people that have a mask on and put on a show and pretend that they're good people, and it is what it is. But you got to pray for those people too. But and like I said, I'm not perfect either, man. Really, I've made my mistakes in the past. Um, and so have you. Really, we all have. But I guess that's all I really have to say. I guess the list goes on and on. But mm, um, for my Christian brothers and sisters out there, I just want to say keep your head up. Um, as you know, this world is not your friend. Um, you know, they kill us all. Like, ISIS is going around, killing us all day long. Um, the news doesn't even air it at all. Like, really. Once in a while, you might see a little headline, kind of float across the bottom of your television screen when they're actually airing something else. Um, because Fox News is all propaganda, man. But it is what it is. Um, so I just want to say, pray for our brothers and sisters overseas. Um, I guess that's really it. I just wanted to pay my respects to God really quick, and pray for, pray for people that are being persecuted overseas, because people are going to jail, in and out of jail all day long. Like, a lot of people like to laugh at people that attempt to live for God, but you know what I gotta say to you? How hard is it to go along with what everybody else is doing? Hmm? How hard is it to live for God? They will kill you in 2016, and it's coming to this country too. Really, I mean, people get locked up every day. People get locked up every day. You got radical groups going around, and even the Bible says, like, in the last days, they'll be killing you, and they'll be thinking that they're, doing God a favor. Again, I'm not saying anything bad about all Muslims, but let's face it, I'm not even saying ISIS is all Muslim. Honestly, I mean, I don't even really know. I mean, ISIS seems a little fishy to me. I think a lot of these, Taliban groups or whatever you want to call them seem kind of fishy. You never really know nowadays, really. But from what I understand, the Quran, talks about some crazy stuff. So, um, you know, but I mean, really, to live for God, it takes a lot of courage. It really, really does. And you have to go through an awful lot, and I'm not just talking about in the physical world either. I'm talking about in other ways. So, I mean, people that are just going with the flow, waking up and doing whatever they want to on a day-to-day basis, really, how hard is that? To just go with the flow. I mean, I'm talking about just, kind of jumping in just a boat and going with the current, really. I mean, it's not hard to just go with the flow, man, because you're going with the flow. You don't even have to try. Just the current will take you, But you ever try to swim upstream? You ever try to do something like that? That takes a real man, a real woman to do something like that. It sure does. Now, if you're really doing it, there's a lot of people out there that, say that they're doing it, but they're just really not even attempting to, So to go along with the with the rest of the world is just it's easy. It's really, really easy to just say what everybody else is saying, and do the things that everybody else is doing. But try to go against the grain. Like, when everybody's going left, try to be one of the only few that's going right. And another thing is, it's not about being a rebel or not being a rebel, but there I like, in 2016, there's, well, I mean, this has been like this for forever, but 2016 is no exception. I mean, if you want to, like, rebel or something against society, don't be an idiot and go around and cause trouble. Do you want to rebel? Do you want to know the best way to rebel is to love? Society does everything it can to void people of love, to take your soft heart and to turn it into a stone, a rock. That's what they want to do. The best way to rebel is to love. And I'm not saying be a doormat. I'm not saying, be tolerant of everything. That's not love either. That's what you call enabling. There's a difference between being an enabler, and just being, being loving. Sometimes you just, sometimes love is, love is tough, man. Sometimes you have to love somebody from a distance, or walk away from somebody, or sometimes you got to tell people the truth, even though it hurts, and even though they might hate you afterwards. There's all kinds of ways to love somebody, but if you want to really rebel, then love. It's that simple. Love people, put God first, then everyone else, and then yourself. Make sure, but whatever you do, make sure you're at the bottom of the chain. And then everyone and everything else is above you. I'm not saying, if you have $1 in your pocket, you know, to give your last dollar to somebody if you're going to starve. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying put yourself in a predicament. But what I'm saying is, and I'm in the midst of this myself, you know, just be humble, man. Just be humble, and don't be a jerk like everybody else. Everybody else is out there fighting and getting into stuff, you know? I mean, just fornicating and going around and being nasty and sleeping with everybody and just like, you know, I mean, this, you're sticking your tongue in somebody's mouth. I mean, like, where were they yesterday? You know? Um, you know, I mean, I know I sound judgmental, but I'm not being judgmental. I've made my fair share of mistakes in a lot of ways. I sure have, but one thing I do know is that if you really want to rebel, don't be an idiot. Just love, man. Just love. That's all you got to do is just love. It's hard. It's hard in you know, in the society because everybody's just, you know, they are who they are. But that's the best way to, you know, really is to really rebel is just to love, man. It has nothing to do with guns or bombs or missiles or, you know, jumping on social media and you know, being a, you know, being a tough guy or a tough girl and talking smack to somebody that lives in China. That's just all dumb. That's weak. That's lame. Really. I mean, come on, man. You know. So really, that's the best way that you could really, you know, rebel or, you know, because it's, you know, like I said, man, at the risk of sounding, you know, repetitive, this world does everything it can, you know, does everything that it can to avoid you of loving, you know. Society will do that for you. It really will. Um, don't let it happen. Don't let it happen at all. And children of God are not weak. They're very, very strong. Real children of God. There's a lot of imposters out there, but I'm talking about the people that are genuinely, you know, and it's a process. Like I said, it ain't happening overnight. But the people that are genuinely trying to live for Him, you know, and seek Him. That's, you know, that's not weak at all. And this day and age, it's not weak. It's not weak at all. So, you really, do you ever try, you know, and I'm not talking about, you know, going to a St. Patrick's Day parade with a red shirt on. I'm not talking about stupid stuff like that. I'm talking about, did you really try to, you know, go against the grain? Like, legitimately take a right-hand turn when everybody else is going the opposite way. Really. That's effortless, man. Effortless. So before you want to take, if, you know, I know a lot of people out there like to say, you know, like to laugh at people who live for God. You guys are the wimps. You guys are the ones going this way with everybody else. Really. Talk about, you know, a free ride or take, you know, taking the easy way out. You know? Like, I'm not even trying to swing off at anybody, but anybody who ever says that, you know, living for God is for wimps, or, you know, God is a crutch. No, God is very real, and to live for Him, you know, really, talk about being a soldier. You know nothing about it. So go ahead and keep going and doing the things that everybody else does, because you're not telling me nothing, dude. You're really not. And I know, you know, there's probably a lot of people out here that are watching me right now. You know, I'm not trying to get all up in your head. I'm not. But I know there's a lot of people out there that like to laugh at us and stuff. Go ahead and laugh. It's cool. Really, I don't even care. Because, and I'm not wishing anything upon anybody, but Judgment Day comes for all of us. And at the end of the day, we're all put here for His glory. I wasn't put here for my glory. I wasn't put here, you know, for anything but God Himself. The same reason everybody else was. So, it is what it is. Have a nice night.